Emanuela Romano in the fast lane, in lane 4. Elena Fedota from Ukraine goes in 1. Next to Trejo Degadillo, Diani Trejo Degadillo. Tanja Groepper, disqualified in the 50 freestyle, goes in 3. Next to the 50 champion, Emanuela Romano from Italy. Next to Ellie Simmonds from Great Britain. What can the world champion do? Can she retain her title? Noganir Kistler from the USA in 6. And next to her, Susana Ribeiro, the champion in 100 breaststroke earlier this week. Thelma Bjornsdottir, she completes the lineup in lane 8, the swimmer from Iceland. Victoria Arlen, still the world record holder, 1:13.33. The women's 100 freestyle for the S6 class is underway, and a good start from Tanja Groepper, the champion-elect in the 50 freestyle until that disqualification. Tanja Groepper from Germany, looking excellent in the early stages, but Ellie Simmonds, she's not great off the blocks compared to the other swimmers, but once she gets into her stroke, there is no stopping the Great British world champion. Ellie Simmonds looking good as they come up to the halfway stage. Emanuela Romano going well from Italy, but it is going to be Simmonds into the turn ahead of Romano and ahead of Tanja Groepper.
Ellie Simmonds already a world champion here, already smashing her own world records here in Montreal. Ellie Simmonds, well, if she was ahead at 25 metres, nobody was going to come past her in the second half of the swim. We're closing in towards the finish now. It's going to be Ellie Simmonds of Great Britain. The world record's 1:13.33 by Ireland, the Paralympic champion. She's not here, but that lady is right there, but she's been chased down a little bit by Romano. Romano from Italy in lane 4, trying to get back at Ellie Simmonds, but Ellie Simmonds made a great early break, and the goal's going to go to her. Goal to Great Britain, goal to Ellie Simmonds once again. Fantastic performance. We don't know how fast it was. No times have been posted or recorded on the electronic timing system. We'll bring the result to you soon officially, but that was really quick.
Well, Ellie Simmonds there, she never disappoints, does she? Absolutely delighted there. And a good start from Tanja Groepper, the German swimmer there, going from the towel in lane 3. She was the first one to show in that race. Ellie Simmonds was slightly ahead of Romano there in the early stages, but down against the swimmer next to her, Noganir Kistler from the USA. When they came to the turn, Ellie Simmonds was first over. Romano and Groepper just about level with each other, the Italian and the German swimmer. And Groepper was fading away slightly in the second 50, and Ellie Simmonds was only being stronger, only getting stronger. Only Romano could live with the pace of Ellie Simmonds for a short time, but she couldn't overtake the Great Britain swimmer. Ellie Simmonds bringing them home into the last 5 metres, and a great title for Ellie Simmonds. She is the world champion yet again. Romano will take the silver medal for Italy, and Tanja Groepper will be the bronze medalist. No times showing there, but to our naked eye, it's definitely Simmonds, Romano and Tanja Groepper. That is the 1, 2, 3. So I'm not sure what they're going to do with the timings. There was problems there with the electronic timing, and maybe they have backup timing that they can use, but definitely the top 3 as we saw it: Simmonds, Romano and Groepper.
Well, it would be great to know how fast that time was for Ellie Simmonds. Victoria Arlen of the USA took the Paralympic title in London last year, 1:13.33. Here's the start for Ellie Simmonds. Always very powerful off the starting blocks. Doesn't always get a massive clearance down the pool compared to some of the other swimmers, but her technique and strength, natural speed and speed endurance is all in check. tick boxes all over the place for Ellie Simmonds. She is the world champion, but it's unofficial at the moment because we still do not have any timing showing anywhere at all, which is a real shame. All sorts of watches would have been on her, and an analysis of that race will be completed by the national team of Great Britain, but anything will be unofficial, of course. Right now, at this very moment, she is not a world champion.
Well, the officials are kind of clustered around behind us, having a little bit of a conference there. We're really not sure what's going to happen. All the high-powered guys discussing.
Yes, the very, very knowledgeable Tony Ward from England. I've known Tony for some 30 years or more. I'd love to bring him to the microphone, but he won't be allowed to do that. It's very, very unusual circumstances. We do have placed judges, so the judges with their very well-trained professional eye will know the result. The electronic timing system is backed up manually by handheld devices, so we have unofficial times as well. And if the electronic scoreboard fails completely, you can go to manual backup as long as the judges are happy with the placing. So it'll all be down to the backup and the placed judges to decide and sign off the final results here.
There is an announcement being made over the PA, but we can't quite make it out. I just wonder if we can get some instruction here from the officials behind us so we can let you know what's going on. But we'll just have to wait until we can grab someone to let them know. Looks like there's some music coming on here, so it means it's going to be a little bit more time before we move on to the next event, before we can bring you a confirmed result.
I could run away from my commentary point and try and earwig. I got close to the technical door the other night when money was being exchanged for disqualifications, and then it was told, Nick, get out. In short, we do what we can to bring you the very best up-to-date news. Why not? Why not? Go on then.
Well, I think for the first time this week, there we are.
The director just said, should we say hello? So hello everybody out there around the world. Thanks for joining us. Now go away, cameraman, director. I'm embarrassed.
We don't like it. Yeah. We've had enough.
Thanks for that.
There are the officials there. They're having that chat there, and I can see some, yeah, you see Iceland coach there, the German coach, the coach from Ukraine, the GB coach is there, and the Mexican have just turned up. And I don't know what's going on here, but there is certainly some decisions to be made. We are not really sure exactly what the meeting is about. Well, we know it's about that last race, but what the plan is, we have no idea.
We could go for a swim, Paul. Fancy a swim?
We could do. That would save some time for us to do 100 metres. Blimey, that would take a long time these days.
In fact, when we see the swimming pool empty and the wide shots that are being brought to you by the host broadcaster, it does look a long, long way, doesn't it? And just imagine swimming 400 metres, a half a mile, 8 lengths of the pool. Well, that's a killing event. So we can see a lot of discussion there. That's Tony Ward with the slightly balding head these days and silvery hair. He's a wonderful man, is Tony. Very focused on his job. He's a real doer and makes things happen. Well, there's this 50-metre Olympic swimming pool. 25 metres wide, 50 metres long, each lane 2 metres wide. It's a long way down that course. These swimmers swimming perhaps 8, 9, 10, sometimes even 16 kilometres a day in their training sessions if they do a double up, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon. It's a very tough sport, but as you can see right there, a very, very enjoyable one. Sport for all the family. There's the British team. Whether it's a competitive sport for you, whether it's to do with rehabilitation, where the water can support the body. 800 times thicker than air is the water, or whether it's just for general health and fitness, whether that's physical fitness or mental fitness, just to de-stress at the end of a hard, long working day. Water is the answer.
Well, the meeting of the officials has dispersed. I'm really not sure exactly what the outcome has been. There are some very unhappy swimmers there, and it's a big ask. Surely they're not going to ask these swimmers to go again and build up everything for a final. You have all your preparation, some hours in advance, all building up to that moment, that one moment. You're scheduled to swim at 5:30. You work your way back from that time. You have your warm-up on the land, you have your warm-up in the water, your rest period, your race preparation, run that race through in your mind. And then to be asked, because of a technical failure, maybe the race didn't actually take place at that time. We're really not sure exactly what's happening. Nick's gone to see if he can find out exactly what the situation is. There's been nothing announced over public address here. We'll bring you news as soon as we have it. Seems to be no prospect of moving on to the next event. Well, having said that, there are some people coming out onto pool deck. The next event is the 50 metres breaststroke for men in the SB3 class. You see the basket carriers at the top of the pool. They have come out, so there is some activity. So the coaches have come out. It just looks like there is going to be no reswim there. So looks like the result will stand. So it looks like Ellie Simmonds will be confirmed as the world champion. We'll bring you the official result as soon as we have it. The coaches have come out of the room and they've mouthed across to us, no reswim, so that is good news for the three medalists. Ellie Simmonds from Great Britain and Romano from Italy, and Tanja Groepper from Germany. That was the gold, silver and bronze medalists. To our eye, of course, because we didn't have any electronic timing to go by. So we'll be getting the competition underway very shortly. We may even be moving to some medal presentations where we're waiting to sort out the electronic timing, the problems we had with that electronic timing. It's a shame that we haven't had any delays at all this week, very minor delays. And it would have to happen on the last evening. I do see some national flags gathering at the presentation end of the pool. So it looks like we may well be moving to a medal presentation just to continue to keep this competition ticking over. First medal presentation due on the men's 200 metres individual medley for the SM7 class. And that was due to be made after the men's 50 breaststroke SB3, which hasn't taken place.